Hey, okay, let's create a match system. So what is the match system? Well, what a match system will be is whenever my mouse goes over a block, I want it to detect if the surrounding blocks match the same color. And then when I click on the block, it destroys all the surrounding matching blocks. And then, of course, later on, when I program it, the blocks will all fall down. Okay. To do that, I created this block detector, and the block detector, keep this in mind, is 10 pixels bigger than my block, because when the block detector is setting directly over the block, it should hang out over the side so it can detect the other blocks. And it has the same colors and same directions as my block. That's so that I can see what's going on while I'm doing this. Okay, so I am just gonna jump in and do that coding for this. I'll be using these two global values, and I will be using this alterable string and this alterable value of the block. So I already created a group, and I called the group the block match system. And I'm just going to work down the list. First thing I want to do is I want to always set my counter, the block detectors, to the amount of block detectors that are actually created, active. So I could do an always event, but I'm going to do it this way. If I'm going to compare to the number of blocks, it's greater or equal to 0. So that's pretty much the same as doing an always event. I want to set global value block detectors to the amount of block detectors that there is. Good. Now this next event, I'm going to use the string in a match if it equals no. Okay, I'm going to set its what am I going to do? I'm going to set its, we'll do the transparency, I guess, for now. We'll set it to 0. This is where you could do an animation, so if the blocks are in a match, you could make them shake or do whatever you want. So if in a match equals yes, I'm going to set their transparency, I don't know, let's try 50, see how that looks. But I only want this to happen if, I'm going to use my global values, if the block detectors is greater or equal than my global value minimum block match. Okay, and right now I have that set to 3. So this 3 would be, there has to be at least a match of 3 in order for the blocks to get destroyed, and in this case to be highlighted. Okay, create a new group. I'm going to call it first block. Active when frame starts, yes. Okay, I'm going to say if the mouse pointer is over an object, my block, create a block detector at the block. Set the detector the same direction as my block. Yep. I gotta add another condition here, because if I was just running this now, it would just keep creating a block detector at the block. I'll show you. See this number right here? it just keeps creating block detectors. I don't want that. To prevent that, I use the alterable value block check. If it equals 0, create the block detector, and then set that value block check to 1. Then it won't happen. It'll only create 1, see? Perfect. Great. Now, when that happens, I create a new group here. We'll call it block match. Yep. Deactivate at start. So when that happens, I want to deactivate first block and then activate block match. So it creates a block detector. I don't know if you can see it on top of the yellow block there. So if the surrounding blocks were to match this color, this block detector, then I want to create more block detectors. So if the block detector, if the block is overlapping the block detector and the block detector is 0 and the block direction is the same as the block detectors, I want to do the same thing. Create another block detector, set that so it only creates 1, and set the direction of the block detector. Great. See all the blue ones there? That's what I want. Right. Then we need to close this group and start the whole thing over again each time the mouse moves from block to block. So if the block detector or block check equals 1 and mouse pointer is not over the block, so negate. Oh, I need to do one more thing up here. I need to set the string in a match to yes, and I need to set the string, same thing, in a match to yes. There. Good. So let's start that over. Good. It's detecting it. See that? But it won't do it. It won't highlight them, the blocks, if it's less than 3. Good. So now I need to deactivate this group and start the process over when the mouse is not over the block. So group events, deactivate block match, group events, activate first block. Oh, I guess I should have reset these. So this has to be set to back to 0, and in a match has to be set to no. And this gets destroyed. But order of actions is important too, so let's make sure we did. See, this has to come afterwards. There, order of actions is important. Let's run. See, it changes. See what's happening there? Good. Perfect. Now I just got to destroy them when I click on them. Create a new group. Call it the destroy the blocks. We'll keep it active. Okay. So, user clicks with the left mouse button and block check equals 1, and if the block detectors is greater or equal to the match, we want to destroy the block, and we should destroy the block detector too. So let's see what happens. Highlight it, good. Oh, so it destroys them. Good, but it won't destroy these because there's only 2 of them. And of course they're not falling yet because, well, we haven't done that part yet. Perfect. Now if we were to set this minimum block match to 2, see, now I can create or destroy them if there's only 2. What if I set it to 4? See, it won't destroy the 3 because it has to be a minimum of 4. Anyway, that's how that part works. Probably didn't explain that well. I don't think I did. So maybe I'll redo this video. But I'll leave it as it is for now. And I'll be back shortly.